What's going on, guys? It's your boy Adjen back again for another Outerplane video, and for today I'm gonna be sharing with you everything I know about Dahlia, her strengths and weaknesses, her playstyles, her best builds, her best gears, and her best teammates. Just take note that these are based on my opinions and by my playtesting with her, so just take it with a big grain of salt. So Dahlia is the newest 3-star character to be added into the game. She looks gorgeous even though she is very clumsy. Yes, but that is her character personality. I really like her design, but there's too much jiggle physics. just look at her boobs, man. Too much jiggle physics. But enough with the looks. Let's talk about her skill set. Dahlia is a mage, and most mage has this weakness of them having not so high base speed. But in the case of Dahlia, she is somewhat like Alice, where their exclusive equipment makes up for having not so high base speed. If you want to be making full use of Dahlia, you want to get her exclusive equipment. I already got it. This one, the full strength. Why do you need this one? Because of the passive effect that it has. This one has a 100% chance to increase speed for one turn at the start of the battle. So this one means that if you have enough speed, you can outspeed any character in the game, even ranger class characters. Just like Alice, they have the same passive effect on their exclusive equipment, and that's what makes Dahlia an opener. So one thing to note about openers, most openers in this game are somewhat lacking in DPS capabilities. You cannot expect much DPS out of all the openers in the game, but they do have some really nasty debuffs or buffs that they can give to your team or the enemy teammates. In the case of Dahlia, she is a debuffer. Her skill 2 is one of her best strength, because this one can remove 2 buffs from the target, and this is an AoE strip debuff. One thing to note about this one is that the downside to this one is that it can trigger revenge. It can trigger revenge. It can trigger agile response from Tio or Layla, since this one is an AoE attack, and revenge from Distella. So you need to be mindful on when to time it perfectly. And also, if you are afraid of revenge from Distella, just try to avoid Distella. But I think it's really hard to avoid Distella in today's meta because she is everywhere. That is how good Distella is. So this is one of her weakness, the revenge, because this one does not ignore the revenge, only the skill 3. This one, the diamond does. This one is an AoE debuff skill, can target all enemies, and this one can reduce the speed and also can freeze the enemy. Freeze means they are stuck or something like a stun. And also this one, as you can see, does not trigger an enemy's counterattack, revenge, or agile response, and increases damage dealt to bosses. Damage dealt to bosses is pretty much negligible because you must probably be using Dahlia in PvP, especially in arena. So this one is really good if the enemy does not have immunity buff on them. If they are not wearing immunity set, then this one is the way to go. So the way you use Dahlia is that if the enemy has some immunity buff, you use the skill 2 to remove the immunity buff or the other nasty buffs that they have, like the preemptive shield from Distella, some attack buff from preemptive attack buff from Diaste, something like that. Then if the enemy does not have any immunity buff on them, this one is the best skill to use during your opening. For her to make full use of her opening debuffs, you want to be gearing her with speed. As you can see, this is my Dahlia's gear right now. 281 speed is pretty much can outspeed any ranger in the game, even though they have max speed gears. As long as you have main 6-star main also, this one will get into 291 speed if you have main on the team. So Dahlia, with her exclusive equipment, can outspeed any character in the game. So she will take the first turn. And then if the enemy, as I've said, has some nasty buffs on them, you use the skill 2. If they don't have any immunity buff, use skill 3. Now, how to fully maximize this Dahlia skill set is pair her with Tamara. If you've seen my live show, live stream earlier, I made a live stream showcase earlier, playtesting Dahlia in different types of arena defense team. And the best team that I can come up with Dahlia is pair her with Tamara and also Diaste for the cleanup. Why Tamara? Because Tamara nowadays doesn't see much play since the enemy or everyone has their own immunity set gears on their characters. So her skill 3 is kinda luck if they have some immunity buff on them. But with the addition of Dahlia into the game, Dahlia can strip those immunity, then followed by Tamara. A really fast Tamara might be better than my build here. My Tamara is only 306 speed. It's not the best, but I use this one because it has 71% critical chance. You need critical for Tamara's skill cooldown reset to proc. That is why I build my Tamara like this one. 306 speed, I think it's pretty decent. And the critical chance is also pretty decent, so that I can mostly inflict my skill cooldown, increase skill cooldown debuff from Tamara's skill 3. So the combo is that Dahlia will strip with her S2, then followed by Tamara's S3, then followed by Diaste's skill 3. If you will just watch my live stream earlier, those are the combinations that I can come up with Dahlia. Those are really nasty turn 1 combination. So if you can strip the immunity buff with Dahlia, then increase the skill cooldown with Tamara, then they will not get revived. Like for example, there are a lot of Diaste in arena defense, pretty common because she's pretty much very meta. If the skill cooldown of Diaste got increased by 1 by Tamara's debuff, Diaste is already dead. She will not revive. Same with Mayne. Even though Mayne will revive, she will not be able to use her skill 3. So it's already game over. But in the case of bruiser lineups, if the enemy has bruiser lineups like 6-star, Demiurge, Drakan, then it's really hard to use Dahlia against those type of team compositions. In my showcases earlier, those are the teams that I deem very hard to fight with Dahlia on the team. So try to avoid bruiser type enemies if you are going to be using Dahlia plus Tamara combo, because they are very squishy. If you cannot finish them in maybe turn 1 or turn 2, then just skip those types of arena defense team. All in all, Dahlia is a really good character in my honest opinion. Really good opener. Her best build is speed with effectiveness, because her skill 3, I believe, needs some effectiveness to land the priest debuff. So you might want to be building her with speed and some effectiveness. The damage build is not really recommended because you're just wasting your DPS gears on her. You just need to make her have some really high speed, some effectiveness, and it's already okay. Because as I've said earlier, as an opener, most openers, you cannot expect much DPS damage from them. They don't deal that much damage. I don't know the damage multiplier per skill set, but by my playtesting, it's not that much. They are kind of poop. Yes, even though this is the build that I have, even though they crit, still the damage is somewhat on the low side. But her utility is what makes Dahlia really good, especially in arena if you can fully utilize her. So yeah, Dahlia is good, Dahlia is great. Should you summon for her? I think it's okay to summon for her and get a copy of her. But that's just me. It all depends on your current resources. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace!